All right, everybody. Some news from Blaze and their new project, the Evercade Alpha. It looks like they're getting into the mini arcade sphere that plays Evercade cartridges. So the price is pretty high for Evercade standards. So usually they're very budget friendly, and maybe for this kind of project it's budget friendly, but the pre-order special is $230 roughly, with the normal retail price going to be $250. And we have some information here so you can swap the marquee. It's going to be 410 millimeters. I believe that's like 16 inches. It can take Evercade cartridges. You have an 8-inch screen, competition grade full-size arcade controls, up to two players, local player. So the Evercade Alpha is fully assembled. So that's, Arcade 1-Up will sell the disassembled stuff. So they're marketing that. And as someone who doesn't like to put things together, I appreciate that. And you're going to have Capcom games that are going to be included in these arcades. So they have two of them. So you have a Street Fighter 2 one and a Mega Man one. So the Street Fighter 2 one's going to have Championship Edition, Turbo, Puzzle Fighter Turbo, Alpha 2, and Alpha 3. So a good mix of Street Fighter games. Mega Man's going to have the Power Battle and Power Fighters. Those are the arcade Mega Man games that you may not be aware of. Carrier Air Wing, I guess that's a shooter I'm not familiar with. Final Fight, one of my favorite beat 'em ups of all time, and Knights of the Round and Strider. And here's some pictures of the Evercade. And of course, it could play all the cartridges. So it would be nice to use this to play the arcade collections, and you can use Evercade cartridges as well. So they're advertising that the Namco Museum collections work. It's having trouble loading. From what I heard, a lot of people are hitting up their site after their announcement. So I don't know if it's my internet or it's the fact that everyone's trying to hit this up. So they're advertising some of the cartridges. You can't even buy these cartridges, these legacy cartridges, which is ironic. But I guess what they're saying is, the cartridges from Namco, one of them, they couldn't work. I think was it the Namco cartridges? There's a collection that you can't play on the VS on the TV, but maybe this is considered a portable device, so it can work with those games. So I think Namco is the one. I could be mistaken on that, but I think the Namco ones you can't play on the VS. So you could get swappable marquees. So each one comes with 2 additional marquees. So I guess that's 3 total. And guess what? In Evercade fashion, they're going to have a deluxe edition that's going to be even more US. I don't know if that's going to be like closer to $300 US, but you're going to get the upgraded Sanwa arcade controls, which that kind of bothers me a little bit, because why not just put those controls in the first place if it's an option, if you could do that? I guess to keep costs down, you get more marquees. So I guess one for each game, a certificate of authenticity, a poster, and the Alpha controller, which you can plug these controllers in, the VS controllers, into this. Up to 2-play local multiplayer. It has 2 USB ports, meaning that you can plug in 2 official Evercade Alpha VS or VSR controllers. And you can play, and you can also use third-party controllers, a lot of them, to play. So you can see stereo, Wi-Fi. I wonder if the Wi-Fi is just for updates, because it doesn't say anything about online play. Online play would be something that would be really highly desirable for arcade games, right? To do it online nowadays. So you get the 6 built-in games. Of course, I kind of wish they put all 12 into one, but 6 per unit. USB-C cable and plug included. Always nice. I mean, especially if you're paying that much. And there's the look. And here's some of the tech specs. The marquee will light up. So I didn't notice that before. Built-in Wi-Fi for updates and features. They don't really say the features. So you got an earphone jack, pre-assembled, which again I touched on before. Compatible with Evercade and third-party USB controllers. And yeah, so overall, this is something that for me personally, it's an item I would like, but for me, I think it's a little bit out of my price range right now. I'm perfectly content with my VS. I don't really have a lot of space for a barcade, if you will. I wouldn't mind it. I mean, if the price went a lot lower, I might consider it. But at this point, I think I'm going to pass. But it'll be interesting to see how like the Arcade 1-Up community responds to this? Is this going to be a big success? Because it is a bit of a new step for Evercade, who, by the way, I heard recently they passed 1 million cartridges in sales. So they're doing some things right. And so far, they've had more hits than misses when it comes to the consumers. Things have been selling well. So they go from having the last thing I remembered was that $50 handheld from the Hyper Megatech that they did. I don't know. They went from super budget to kind of more the other end. How do you think consumers will react? Are you interested in this? Let me know in the comments below, and I will see you next time.